the real challenge between the U.S. and China is the gradual decoupling in many areas, including tech. So from China's perspective, there's nearly no choice but to develop an alternative system at home. So at this stage, we feel like China remains relatively far behind the U.S., but the potential is still there given how large the domestic market is and obviously how much resources that the government is really putting into these sectors. So I wouldn't say the Chinese system is going to challenge the U.S. system anytime soon, but at least they would be able to develop an alternative system. And the whole thing could be even spilling over from just the technology to other sectors. And at a later stage, we could see a greater level of decoupling. But obviously, that's not what we and the Chinese authorities would like to see at this stage.
If China starts looking inwards to develop its own supply chains when it comes to developing its own tech platforms, wouldn't that be a plus for the kind of recovery that they are looking forward to on the domestic front, not just on the consumption side, but on the technology and investment side as well?
Yes, we have seen indeed a pretty mixed support to the Chinese economy. So what we have been seeing at the headline is that the momentum of recovery is there and it's quite likely to carry on, especially despite all these complacency in the near term. The government is still relatively defensive in its policies. So, for example, the government is still urging the local governments to accelerate the pace of bond issuance and also urging the local governments to deploy those funds faster into local infrastructure projects. But on the other hand, there has also been some curbs of certain arbitrage activities to prevent credit or resources going into some of the unwanted areas. And with regards to tech, and together with some of the other identified areas, that those would be the focused area in a sense that the government is quite likely to set aside certain amount of funds and establish some industrial funds in order to support those areas more specifically.